IC Radio Network is a collaboration of the world's best internet talk shows, joining together to combat media censorship.
Welcome to Sovereign Independent Radio. Tonight's guests are Alan Watt of Cutting Through the Matrix. We also have Brian Gerrish of the UK column. And later on, we're going to run a bit over time and have Tony Farrell, the ex-police intelligence analyst who recently came out and said the biggest threat of terrorism was coming from the British government.
This is Sovereign Independent Radio on UWS Community Radio and the International Community Radio Network.
I was a principal intelligence analyst at South Yorkshire Police, but so shocking was it, and so compelling was the evidence out there on documentary evidence, and the more you looked at various reports from the American government prior to 9/11, that it wasn't difficult to assume that reasonably safely that the narrative was a terrible lies, and that it was far more plausible that this was an inside job. That in itself was shocking enough, and I was in a bit of a state of shock in the days leading up to the assignment. But still, the thought of 7/7, the London bombings in July the 7th, 2005, being an inside job.
Join SovereignIndependent.com radio on ICRadioNetwork.com every Monday at 7 p.m. UK time. Breaking the truth.
Your courage in standing your ground and standing for the truth and coming out and telling your story, your courage is excellent, and I'd like to thank you for it, because my goodness, we need more people like yourself, because it does take enormous courage to stand up against the establishment like this. And the other thing I just wanted to say to you is that I haven't talked too much about it, but my background is military, Navy, and in about 2005, I actually put a report into the system, the Directorate of Naval Intelligence, talking about the organisation which I have spent a great deal of time researching, which is Common Purpose. And I'd just like to gently drop in here, of course, South Yorkshire Police are involved with Common Purpose. But I contacted Naval Security. I made a report on certain aspects of Common Purpose. I talked about evidence that I held. I talked about other military people, including intelligence analysts, who also held information and evidence.
This is Sovereign Independent Radio on UWS Community Radio and the International Community Radio Network.
More and more of the powers that parents have over their children are going to be transferred over to the state, and this has got some pretty severe ramifications. So that's one of the big issues that we're covering. Also, we are going to be covering war, because obviously at this moment in time we have an awful lot going on at the moment, especially with the National Defence Authorisation Act, which is just passed in Congress, and it looks like the United States of America have given themselves the power for worldwide war with whoever they want, whenever they want. So war is going to be a big issue within the Sovereign Independent. Will globalists trigger yet another world war?
Join SovereignIndependent.com radio on ICRadioNetwork.com every Monday at 7 p.m. UK time.
People need to realise that we're not doing this for the money. We're not in it for the money. But without money, we can't do it. So basically, I'm starting off tonight's broadcast with an appeal to anybody listening out there, and to regular visitors of the site, to possibly, even if you're American, $1, if you're British, UK, £1, if you're Irish, €1, if you're anywhere in Europe, €1. If every visitor to our site gave €1, £1 or $1 a month, we would have no problem carrying on publishing newspapers and putting on events. But without that kind of donation on a regular basis, then it's impossible. And people people need to realise that there's no such thing as free flights, there are no such thing as free hotels or free meals which we have to supply to our speakers. Petrol's expensive. People have to drive places and get to events to do talks, and some of them, as I said before, kindly do it at their own expense to help us out. But we do need finances, and an appeal to everybody out there listening.